Hello and welcome to the WriteCome.com podcast, where we help you to make money from your words. Each episode will be sharing tips, tricks, and strategies you can use to make more money from your writing, publishing, and marketing to your fans and audience. Let's get started with your host, Barry J. McDonald.
Hi, this is Barry here, and you are very welcome to today's podcast episode from WriteCome.com. And today's podcast episode is entitled, Today is a Blank Page. Now, I want you to just mentally chew on that for a moment. Today is a blank page. Today is like a huge A4 page. And what you can put on this page today is you can do whatever you want to do. You can scribble on it. You can draw on it, you can put a picture on it, you can put a video on it, or you can record a podcast episode. But you can put anything you want on that page. Now, I'm sure you probably have heard that before, today is a blank page. Maybe you've seen it in some book, or maybe you have heard some motivational speaker or whatever say that. And maybe you just simply said, oh, that's nice, and you simply just kind of glazed over it. You never really thought much about it. Now, for whatever reason, I woke up with that thought this morning. Now, maybe because I was listening to a Gary Vee audiobook last night. Maybe there was something percolating in my mind overnight. But I woke up with that thought this morning. Today is a blank page. Now, I can go in any direction today I want to. If I wanted to today, I could start writing a book. I could, like I'm doing right now, I could record a podcast episode. I can record a video. But I can do whatever I want to today because today is a blank page. Now, unfortunately, a lot of us pick up all the content that we had in yesterday's page and we lift it over and we drop it into today. So we have the same actions, we have the same thoughts, we have the same TV shows, we have the same habits, rituals, whatever. But we simply just lift them all from yesterday, put them into today, and today ends up going the exact same way as yesterday. And we don't just pause for a moment and just say to yourself, I've woken up this morning, I can do whatever I want to today. I can jump in the car, I can drive to the other side of the country, I could paint, I could, get my camera out, I could go for a walk, I could take photographs of nature, I could walk the dog, I could do all those different things, but I could just do something completely different today because today is a blank page. So I want you to just ponder on that right now I am recording this on a Saturday, so I don't know when you are listening to this podcast episode, but I want you just to ponder that over the weekend. Saturday, Sunday, and whatever day you've been given in the future, whatever day it is today. Today is a blank page. You can go in any direction you want to. Now, I remember years ago when I was younger, I think I was about 12 or whatever, I was a big fan of Tim Burton's Batman movie. Now, growing up with the previous incarnation of Batman, which was the kind of comedy version, which was all bam, pow and all that, when I seen, Tim Burton's version of Batman, it just completely it was one of those moments when I just sat in the cinema and the hair went up on the back of my neck and I just said to myself, this is my Batman. This is the movie I've wanted to see. This is my version of Batman. And I got really obsessed with that movie. Now, I don't know where you are living, but back when I was growing up, there was a company called Panini, and what they would do sometimes is they would do stickers or they would do cards for a particular movie. So, you used to be able to collect a whole series of stickers maybe that you could put in a book for a movie. So you'll get the movie book and it had all kind of clips or drawings from or pictures from the movie, but you had all these different slots that you would put your stickers in or you would slot your cards into, and then if you completed the whole book. Now, I don't know if anybody ever completed those books, and I'm sure Panini or whatever set it up that there was only a few rare sticker packs, so that you needed to probably buy thousands and thousands of packs before you actually got the full pack. But if you did fill in the full storybook, you would have had the Batman movie from start to finish, but you would have pictures and scenes from the movie. But what I used to do was I used to simply collect them, and I used to sometimes I used to lie in bed and I used to just shuffle through them and just look at all the images from the movie. And I got inspired by it one day, and I did something that I don't know where the inspiration came from, but When we had moved from our house previously, we used to live in a train station building. That's for another day's story. But my father had inherited his mother's house. So when we moved into it, unfortunately, my grandparents or my grandmother's house, it was a little bit too small and it wasn't kind of modernized for a family to live in. So my father had to do a lot of restoration. He had to build a lot of furniture and he did a lot of drywalling and all those different things. But one of the things he built was one of these kind of built-in wardrobes in my room. Now, he did a really, really good job, but for somebody who had never ever done before. But then again, he was always good with his hands. But what he had on the door was simply no frills at all. It was simply a sheet of chipboard cut in the shape of a door. Now, it was probably about maybe 5 foot tall and maybe 3 foot wide. So it was simply plain. There was just 2 hinges on one side and there was a handle on the other side. So it's a simple kind of plain door, but it was just a white blank canvas. And I remember looking at my cards and saying to myself, I wonder, could I do some of these drawings? Could I transfer what's on these cards? And could I turn this door into a shrine to Batman? And that's what I did over a couple of weeks. I simply took a card and I think I wrote Batman going kind of lengthways down the side of the door. So on the left hand side of the door we had BATMAN spelled traveling from top to bottom. And then over on the right hand side I had taken scenes from those cards, and because a lot of the cards were kind of done in black and white, basically I didn't need to have much great artistic talent. What I could do was I could kind of look at whatever shape, whatever black shape was on the thing, and then I would shade it in and I would leave certain parts white. So, when I studied, Batman's face with the cowl over it, I would simply need to I need to create a dome shape and I need to put 2 pointy bits on for his hat and I need to draw an oval shape for his eyes or whatever. But I studied, the shapes in those cards, and what I did was I simply kind of shaded in. So when I stood back, I had an exact copy of what was on my card. Now, to be honest, for a 12-year-old, sometimes you say to yourself, that was really, really good. I done a really good drawing. But even I'd say if I did even look at those drawings now, I don't know if the door still exists. It's been a long time since I've been home. But if that door does exist, I'm sure I could stand in front of it right now and I could still be as impressed by the illustrations and drawings I did on that. So from top to bottom, I had my shrine to Tim Burton's Batman. I had all different scenes from the movie that I'd taken from the card, and I had coloured, I had shaded them in, and I had filled that door in from top to bottom. So I'd gone from a blank door into a shrine to Batman. And I want you to think about the blank sheet that you have today. You can put whatever you want on it. Now, right now, I am putting a podcast episode on it. And the reason I'm putting this podcast episode on is because today is a blank day. I could skip over today, I could not do a podcast episode, or I could record one. So I want you to think today, you may say to yourself, well, I'm not talented, I'm not good on camera, I'm not good on microphone. But you can put whatever you want on your page today. Forget about anybody criticizing you. Forget about anybody, your audience or somebody looking at it and saying, well, that episode is terrible, or that video sucks, or this sucks, or whatever. But you can put whatever you want on it today. So I want you to keep that in mind today. Again, as I said, it's a Saturday. Maybe if you're over the weekend, keep that in mind today. But I want you to wake up every day thinking that the day is a blank page. You can do whatever you want. Now, again, some of your day may be taken up with work, it may be taken up with whatever commitments you need to do, but whatever free time you have today could be your blank page, and you can put whatever you want on it. Whatever you put on your blank page today. I can go all the way back through history, I can go all the way to the future, but that won't exist anywhere but now. And it's because you have done it. So I want you to dust off those, the creative spirit that you have. When you were a child, when you were given a pack of crayons and a blank page, you scribbled on it, you just went to your heart's content, you just enjoyed yourself, you just, whatever came into your mind, you just simply put it on the page. But you stepped away from that page and you left it completely different than the way it was before. So I don't want you to miss today. I want you to put something in today that's never been done before, and I want you to put your mark on it. I want you to leave something right now today on your blank page of the day. So I hope maybe I've inspired you. And if you'd like to reach out to me, or if you'd like me to contact me, or like to share any message at all, feel free to send an email to barryjmcdonald@gmail.com. Or if you'd like to know more about what I do over on the Rightcom site, I try and help people break some limitation and some mental bubbles they have on their head, especially when it comes to writing, creating and publishing. You'll find a lot of my content over on the Rightcom site. So if you go over to Rightcom, that's WRITECOME.com, you'll find the content over there. You'll find on YouTube, Facebook, iTunes, or whatever. So as always, thanks for sharing your blank day with me today. Take care and go ahead and make something. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us today. If you'd like more from the Rightcom.com podcast, be sure to subscribe now for more tips, tricks, and ideas you can use to make more money from your words. See you in the next episode.